Welcome, everyone. It is Thursday night, just a bit outside radio show, live on the air, live on YouTube, live on Facebook. Share that link, share that love. As we always say, you got Mark, you got Keisha. Keisha, how is it going?
I'm gonna try to bring some energy tonight. I'm still a little down, but I'm alive.
Yeah, it's been a rough week.
Oh, I'm alive physically. But yeah, look, I'm here. Mark, you're here. You guys tuned in, so that's definitely something to be happy about. But let's go ahead and kick off this show. How about it?
Sounds good to me.
All right. First things first. What's going on around town? Let's go ahead and get the obvious out of the way. We had a AFC Championship game go down this weekend in 4-1-0 down at the bank. And before we talk about the matchup, Mark, I wanted to do I guess I could say, a correction for last week's show.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, yeah. I said last week something to the effect of we've never hosted an AFC Championship game, and guys, I got that wrong. Okay, we did host an AFC Championship game. I think it was 1953 with the Colts.
Okay, so it was like NFL Championship game. It wasn't AFC.
Okay, it was like okay.
Pre Super Bowl era, yeah.
All right, so I was still right then.
Yeah, you're still right.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, look at me coming back to life here. Because I had to do my fact checking and everything, and then I was out there at the game, of course. I was talking to people, old heads, and everything like that, and. I was deep in my beer mug, and we got to talking about that with a couple of old heads, and I was like, man, I might have to make a retraction on the on the show. So okay, all right, well I got it right. So never mind, outsiders. Let's go ahead and get this thing going.
Yep.
Yeah. AFC game. Freaking Taylor Swift and the Kansas City Chiefs came to town. It was not good. We lost, if you didn't know. I'm pretty sure you guys knew. Ravens lost the game. It was close, 17-10. But,
it was close, but was it?
Right. Okay, so... this is what I was going to say. Like, I was at the game. I always feel like when you're at the game, you have a totally different experience from the people that are watching the game at home.
Yeah.
Okay? And Mark and I have not really... No, we haven't wrapped it all since Sunday. I think everybody here has been giving each other their space. Allowing them time to grieve, if you will.
Got to work through those emotions.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, okay. So this is just going to be my takeaway, and then Mark, I'll give you the floor or the airwaves, whatever you want to call it. I just really did not recognize the team, like my team, the home team. I didn't recognize them.
Yeah.
I was literally like watching the game like, what the hell is going on out here? I mean, I'm always dealing with conspiracy theories, but this was like one time I did not want to hear that shit. But I remember just walking away from the game in shock and in disbelief, and just mostly not even because of the outcome, but just more so because of the performance.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it like for you watching at home, man?
Oh, the exact same thing. Like they couldn't find a rhythm on offense. That was just like the big sticking point. And
Which is crazy to me. I mean,
it,
just crazy.
and the running game got a lot of flack, obviously, since
Yes.
they had what, uh, 12 total running plays or eight, something like that, and four of those were Lamar. So they didn't. I mean, number one rushing game in the entire league, and they don't even take advantage of it against the worst rushing defense. So a lot of questions there.
Right.
Um, but I think a lot of it was rhythm. By the score may have been 17-10, but it might as well have been 35-3 because it just felt like Kansas City had everything going on.
I agree, man. I agree.
Um, I mean, defense did have some really good plays, but in Lamar, like I know he, I don't even want to get into the way people on the groups talk, but people are going to be either Lamar haters or Lamar lovers.
Reporters, right?
And
Yeah.
yeah, he had that really bad interception in the end zone, trying
Yeah.
to thread the ball as a mistake. But otherwise, his play wasn't that bad. Like he had some really good passes, and there's just a couple times where like a receiver was out of step. Um, and I know you touched on the conspiracy, but do we even want to get into the refs?
Oh God. It, so, couple of PIs missed, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, okay, on the groups and the fan pages and everything, people of course are like, "Oh, I saw at least 12 pass interference." No, it wasn't 12. I could say two, maybe three for
I
sure
was
that
gonna
should have been
say
called.
three. I was gonna say three. I think we're. You said two. Excuse me, two, maybe three. So
Yeah.
we're kind of in the same in the same vicinity, but we tend to be a little more realistic here, just a bit outside.
it,
But
I did
yeah, go ahead.
I did see a potential holding penalty on Kelsey that wasn't called also. And you know what they say, like there's holding on every single play. It's just whether the refs see it or not. Like, and I could see it on TV. I could see where maybe the refs couldn't see it because like Kelsey was almost like standing up and really holding the other dude close to his body. So like I could see where it's not an automatic call by the refs. So like while I saw it, I could kind of see why it didn't get called. So I mean, there's a lot of non-calls and a lot of calls that went against us, but I mean, at the end of the day, that rhythm on the offense is what got me the most.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's what was most detrimental, really, because I mean, holding the Kansas City Chiefs to 17 points, that's pretty decent.
Oh yeah,
I would say job well done, right?
definitely.
And it was just really frustrating to watch. Um, I'm not gonna get into this. I'm not gonna allow a Zay Flowers bash on this show
Oh, definitely not.
because I believe that your season or your career should not and is not defined by one play or one game.
Yep.
Fact of the matter is that young man had a hell of a season, and we need to support and embrace that young guy.
And for all the people that are very wrong in bashing him,
Yeah.
you like I was watching it at home, and I don't know how many replays or whatever you've seen, or I mean, I'm sure NFL Network's replayed the game a few times by now, but
Yeah.
the pain and everything that was etched on his face, like I wanted to give Zay a hug because
Yeah, man, like
You could just tell
That's why I said I'm not even going to allow it, because just the anguish, like you said, and the pain. Like, man, that dude is probably feeling lower than freaking, I don't know, pond scum right now.
Yeah, no one is beating him up more than he is himself, and his teammates have all gathered around him and thrown words of support. And a really cool thing, I don't know if you saw, but I don't know if it was a post-game press conference or press stuff the next day when they were cleaning out lockers. But you saw EDC back there in the background. You could tell he was supporting Zay too. So
yeah,
the organization's got his back. And I mean, Zay was reaching out trying to get that touchdown, and it was just a hell of a defensive play. So
yeah, shit happens, man. I mean, and honestly, we should have had we should have had more scores up until that point anyway. So, like I said, it's just not defined by one play. We here at JABO fully support and love and embrace Zay Flowers, and can't wait to see him back bigger and better next season, because he has learned from this experience. And you know what? Also, too, Mark, as I had a couple of days to sit and think about it, we had a lot of young players on our team as well. It was almost I almost feel like it was kind of like the same situation as the Orioles. I mean, we went up against a team that had a lot of veteran leadership, been to the championship, been to the Super Bowl several times.
Yeah.
And we got some young bucks. I mean, and Lamar is certainly experienced, but yes, first time in a conference championship game.
Yeah. Yep.
So it hurts. It was bad the way that it went. All of us, everybody was shocked. I mean, the mood at the bank was just crazy. Like, before the game, because I did my pregame in what we like to call SoWeBo, which stands for Southwest Baltimore, a place called Pickett Brewing Company. There's a brewery, dog.
Yeah.
And shout out to those people, because they had one hell of a pregame party. That kind of ended up on the outskirts, because the weather was kind of raining, and I really wasn't sure what it was gonna do. So I ended up just meeting some friends and choosing for a dry area, if you will.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was lit though. I mean, throughout the streets of Baltimore. I mean, they didn't care that it was drizzling, half raining, or whatever. I mean, those people were out there since 8 o'clock in the morning in some sections.
Oh yeah.
And it was just full of so much vibrance and energy, and everybody was just in such a good mood. And just by halftime, it was just I think everybody started to get that feeling in their stomach, man, I don't know what the hell's going on out here.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the game, it was just dismal. I mean, it was so sad. I just can't even explain it. I mean, the best way I can explain it is that I think everybody was literally shocked. Because, dude, I have gone up to Indianapolis, and I went to playoff game. I watched the Ravens play against Peyton Manning and the Colts, which, was his last. I think that was his last season with the Colts.
Okay.
And we lost that game, okay? And I remember leaving that game and everybody just being pissed and lit and fighting, and it was just like complete pandemonium. It was nothing like that when I left the bank on Sunday. I just really think people were were shocked. I didn't see anybody fighting or arguing or anything. I mean, I just think it was like everybody just filed out of the stadium in a daze.
Like a funeral march almost.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think people were so sad and shocked. They were like numb or something. It was nuts. Like, just really surprising not to see one argument or one fight on the way out, because I mean, you see that on a regular basis.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it was just crazy. It was crazy, man.
Now I know that you like to beat traffic. So did you go all the way till that clock hit 00?
Yeah, man. And outsiders. Let me go ahead and throw this out there. That was the only way I ended up on the news. It was crazy because, like I said, everybody was just walking out, and I don't know what it was, but I was I was walking, and I saw like the news team in my peripheral, but and even the news team, they were just watching people walk. I guess they were trying to find somebody that was like halfway animated to talk to, and a guy kind of pulled me to the side and put a microphone in my hand, and I gave my little thoughts and feelings and everything. But yeah, man, it was just, there was like no energy out there. It was crazy,
man.
Yeah, and I had my parents with me too, and of course, like I said, I had been by that time. I was completely trashed.
Yeah.
Okay? I was bouncing around the whole stadium. It was like a party in there. You knew at least one that was at that game. So, I was upstairs, I was downstairs, I was club level, I was everywhere. And so I'm leaving. I'm a little drunk, right? I give my little, interview on Channel 11. Shout out to Channel 11. I tried to plug the podcast. Of course, I gave my, Tina, find us just a bit outside on Facebook. The whole crew's like laughing and everything like that. And, I'm leaving out. I'm walking my parents, and I walk them to their parking spot. They're like, okay, let me, my dad's like, let me drive you to your car. Okay?
Yeah.
I am so drunk and I am so upset. I forget where I park my car. Okay?
No shit.
Okay. So we're driving around in all of this traffic. We had to call OnStar so they could, locate my car and everything. It was horrible, Mark. My father was pissed. First of all, he's pissed. He's pissed at me, but really, he's pissed about the game. Everybody's like, now everybody in the car is arguing. Why didn't I remember where I parked? I don't know. I'm drunk. Leave me alone. It was horrible.
You're like, you can get the car tomorrow. I'm just gonna drive you home. Damn it.
Man, he's so pissed off. It was at the time it was not funny, but now I can laugh at it.
Can he laugh at it?
It took us about a good 45 minutes to find my car.
Oh no.
God, shout out to OnStar and that lady. She was so patient. Fantastic. But it was definitely, it was an experience. It was an AFC championship experience for your girl McKeish, man. Because, oh gosh, it was, yeah, man. It was horrible. I'm still sad.
The professor puts in the chat, he's upset that Monken hasn't said anything yet about his stupid game plan.
I mean, what's he gonna say? You can't. Yeah.
Is it safe to say that Todd Monken will be back next year? Because
I've gone back and forth about this. Of course, what we've been seeing in them damn groups. Everybody wants heads to roll. I've even saw some things about not bringing Harbaugh back.
I mean, at the end of the day, it was still a hell of a season.
Yeah, man. So we can't do that. We can't do that. I'll be the first in line to say get rid of Harbaugh if it was warranted, but we can't do that. Not this season, dog.
Those head coaching positions are starting to fill up though. So and he hasn't been hired yet.
Yeah, no, we're gonna be. I'm not gonna say stuck with him, but I believe he'll remain with the organization, and we need to go ahead and embrace that guy too, because we have, like you said, Mark, one hell of a season, dog.
Oh, for sure.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
You know,
let's go ahead.
Speaking of the coaching carousel, you know, congratulations, Mike McDonald. He got hired as the coach of the Seattle Seahawks. And I also want to give a big shout out to the Ravens organization for they announced a new defensive coordinator today. And I don't know if have you heard?
Who is it?
Zach Orr.
Are you serious? Didn't he used to play football?
Yeah, he played with the Ravens for about 3 years.
Really?
Undrafted free agent. He's been like inside linebackers coach, and now he's defensive coordinator for us.
Holy crap!
I think it's a good hire. I think it's a good position.
I hope so. Good. Well, I mean, he's got one talented group to work with, because it seems like the gang will pretty much be back in full effect next season, right? There's a few people we need to lock down. I think, Patrick Queen, maybe?
I've come to terms that Patrick Queen won't be back next year.
Oh, you don't think so?
Too much of a cap hit. And, I mean, you got Roquan, that he's already getting paid, the most next to Lamar. So, no. And I forget the kid that they drafted behind Patrick Queen, but I think, he's the heir apparent, because they know they can't pay him. I mean, and especially with the season PQ put on this year, he knew his contract year, so he's going to get a much bigger offer, probably by the Jets, because the Jets like to take our defensive players. And, I would be very thrilled if Patrick Queen returns next season. Don't get me wrong. I just don't see it in the cards.
Yeah. Okay, we'll be on the lookout for that. So, yeah, I mean, we've had our share of defensive coordinators over the past decade, so this ain't nothing new. Yeah. We still keep whooping tails on defensive side of the ball anyway, so next man up, right?
Yep.
All right, so let's continue. Let's continue with what's going on around town, and we're going to keep it football.
Okay.
All right. So here in the 410, next weekend, which is that's Super Bowl weekend, right? Yeah, next weekend. Since the Ravens won't be playing the Super Bowl, we do have a championship of sorts going down in the 410. It has been announced that Baltimore City Recreation and Parks Madden 2024 tournament is next weekend. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's $5 a person, ages 13 and up. It will be going down February 9th and 10th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. The first day will be hosted at Middle Branch Fitness and Wellness Center and C.C. Jackson Recreation Center. And the championship finals, which is the next day, February 10th, will be held at Shake and Bake Family Fun Center.
Shake and Bake.
Yes. First place is the PS5 gaming console and trophy. Second place, you get a trophy and Madden 2024 game, headset, and controller. So we got some pretty cool gifts given out by the city, man.
Very cool.
If you want to play, registration deadline is February 6th. Go online to, what is this? bcrp.baltimorecity.gov/Madden tournament. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think this might be the second or third year they've done this. I
didn't even hear about it the last couple years, Ed. But that's pretty awesome.
And the other they did it. They did it last year. I think we forgot. I might have forgotten to report on that, but it's yeah, it's going down. It's going to be a good time, and if you think you got those skills in Madden, which a lot of you guys do, and think that you have the skills, you may not necessarily have the skills, but go ahead and sign up. I mean, it's only $5, and like I said, it sounds like a lot of fun. Get your football fix in.
I tell you what, there's some really good players out there.
Like, I know, that's what I say. I know y'all think that y'all are good.
I stopped playing online Madden like 20 years ago because people are kind of dicks online.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos circling around on social media, and I know that there's a lot of trash talking that goes down over the internet, those headsets and whatnot. So,
well, I remember playing when online was just hitting the game consoles. Like PS2, you had to buy a separate modem and attach it, and like you didn't even have headsets back then. You just played, and you couldn't talk to this person, and like people like pause and try to show you where you messed up. I'm like, Jesus, like let's just play the games. Yeah, so I stopped playing online because you just knew that people were going to be, total assholes.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
I don't play games like that.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to say I'm a Wii Sports. I know it might sound pathetic to some of you guys, but I'm a Wii Sports kind of girl.
And, since we're talking Madden, I might as well throw it out there. If Madden goes on sale, which they usually do right around Super Bowl, then not this weekend, but next weekend, Super Bowl weekend, I'll do I've done it like the last 2-3 years. Do a NFL simulation, Super Bowl simulation. Probably like that Saturday night. So hopefully we'll be able to do that this year.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. I hope so. I'm looking forward to that because I enjoy that. I enjoy when you do that.
Yeah. Maybe I'll actually hook
All right,
up the headset.
Let's take it from football to the baseball diamond. There's some new sheriffs in town as far as ownership with the Orioles is concerned. The Angelos family, thank God, has finally decided to let the team go, and a sale went down this week with I'm just going to say, can we just say investment group? Because there's just so much going on social media about who this group is.
Yeah. Two primary financial brokers, I guess.
Good. Let's lay down the details. Thank you so much, because people have been irritating me with this a little bit. Go ahead.
Two major financial groups. One of them, I think someone that the fan base has been clamoring to be involved with ownership, has Cal Ripken Jr. as one of the investors. And
is he actually one of the investors, though?
Yeah. He actually released a statement too on his social media that he was excited to be like in the offices and do what he can to help the team. So.
Okay, good, because people are starting to get on my nerves with that, and I was just kind of waiting for that official statement. But, okay, so we got that out of the way.
I heard there's a rapper too, but I can't remember who.
Really?
Yeah. You haven't heard?
No. No. But go ahead and continue on, because I understand.
Professor drops Grant Hill. I heard Grant Hill also.
Grant Hill, yes, I did hear Grant Hill.
Yep.
I did hear Grant Hill.
But apparently, like it's slow building up to ownership. Like they're getting 40% right away, and then they'll invest. I don't know what the length of time is that they'll get controlling interest from the Angelos family. But what I found really interesting was, the Angelos family's dirty. One of the sticking points in the lease with Camden Yards was that the Angelos family wanted to get development rights for the land around Camden and everything, which would have required like legally they weren't supposed to be able to do it, but like they wanted to give him a waiver or whatever.
Yeah.
And apparently the Angelos family didn't even tell the state that they were selling.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, it's been a complete shit show with that family over the past 2 years, so.
Yeah.
They're classless. And, I mean, what do you expect? I mean, look at how they treat each other, so they're pretty much up to par.
Yeah.
With their behavior. But let's talk about this David Rubenstein, who has been reported as a lifelong Orioles fan, been a fan his whole life.
Yeah.
74 years old, billionaire, co-founder and co-chairman of the Carlyle Group, which I am very familiar with. He's done a lot. You know, he's chairman of the board of John F. Kennedy Center of Performing Arts. I mean, this guy's a heavy hitter. Yeah, we've talked about Cal Ripken, another notable individual, which is especially notable in my profession, in my career, Michael Bloomberg.
Yeah.
That's big. He's the richest member of the group. Net worth of $96.3 billion. That's great. And let me see if I really don't see if there's anybody else. Oh, one woman we gotta go ahead and show the lady some love. Michelle Kang. She currently is the majority owner of the Washington Spirit, which is DC's National Women's Soccer League team. So she's gotten a little experience there, and she's spreading her wings, diversifying our portfolio to include the Orioles. So it's one hell of a group there. We got Kurt Smoke in there, man. I mean, This is like a power freaking. Oh man, this is great. It's great. We got a lot of heavy hitters there. Yeah, man, I haven't heard about any rapper though, but these are the ones that I've just been hearing about.
It might have just been something that went on those groups and got proved false, but
yeah. And Kurt Smoke used to be the city's mayor from '87 to '99, so we're very familiar with him here.
yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, happy days are here again. I feel like, don't get me wrong, Mark. The Orioles have grown as an organization, but I think it is fair to say, in order for the Orioles to go to that next level, and when I say next level, I'm talking like Dodgers, I'm talking Yankees, there had to be a transfer of ownership, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just hoping that, with this new ownership, what will this mean for the Orioles? Maybe more money being poured into the team. That's what I'm hoping. Maybe more money spent on pitching. I don't know. That's just on my little wish list. What do you think it means for the Orioles, Mark?
It's funny, but the first thing I want isn't even an on-the-field product. It's to take that Masson app and make it a true streaming product so we can subscribe and not have to be buying into cable. It'd be great to watch the Orioles. Just, I don't get cable. I cut the cord because I don't want to spend $250 a month.
Right.
And, other teams do it, so they can't say like it's forbidden or anything. Just get the deal done.
Yeah. I think that's fair, and I think that's also a very good look, yo.
Yeah.
And how about, go ahead and do that. And you know what? That would be a great piece of showmanship for the city of Baltimore, man, to let the fans know that you're actually here for the fans. Because under the Angelos regime, it just really didn't seem like it was about the fans or the team. It was more so about them.
Yeah.
That's a good way to turn things around. I agree with you with that, Omar. That's a great point, man. It's a
Remember that?
great.
Remember that first fan fest when the brothers took over from the dad, and oh, we're here for the fans. We're here for the fans. But it quickly went like they were just like their dad.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So that's very exciting here. I guess that's the most exciting thing considering that the Ravens lost.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not going to keep harping on it.
it added some electricity in a very dismal week. That
Yeah, yeah, there was some light at the end of that tunnel.
yeah,
Orioles. And next month, we're getting into spring training right now, and in the next month, I believe open day is March 28th, something like that. So the baseball season will quickly is coming upon us, and we have a lot to look forward to here in the city of Baltimore.
hell yeah.
Okay, man. Another big event on the weekend. Um, let's talk. What was it? Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about it, man. I know you watched. It was on Peacock. I caught a couple of highlights. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said last week, like it's probably the pay per view I look forward to most. Right up there with WrestleMania, if not more than WrestleMania. It's just such a unique match. Like 30 guys coming down one at a time every 2 minutes, and or women because it's the women folk too. But it's crazy because the match takes so much time that there's only 4 matches total on the card. The women's rumble started the show, and the women's rumble for me was the better of the 2 rumbles, and they threw in some surprises in there, and shows that in this new era of WWE with the new ownership that they're willing to take some chances and do some different things. And I think entering number 5 in the women's rumble was Jordan Grace, who is currently the TNA Impact women's champion. Doesn't work for WWE, totally different company, but they made a deal to bring her in and get her in the match, and she did freaking amazing. She lasted quite a while in the match, and good look for TNA. TNA's actually had their champion in the match before, but it was Mickie James who had come back kind of as a legend of WWE, where Jordan Grace has like no ties to WWE. So it really a big moment for them. And apparently the 2 companies have an agreement working forward that they might do some more swaps like this.
Okay.
Yeah, Naomi returned to WWE in the women's Rumble match. Cody Rhodes won the men's Rumble 2nd year in a row. First guy to win back to back in like 25 years. One big negative that came out of it though was the last 2 people in the men's Rumble was Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. CM Punk actually tore his pec in the match, and he was kind of slotted in to have a WrestleMania match, possibly against Seth Rollins for the championship. But that doesn't look like it's going to be happening now because Punk's out like 4 to 6 months for that injury.
Wow.
Yeah, and he had just returned in November to WWE, so
Right.
crazy. Yeah. Let's see, Roman Reigns WWE titles. They had a 4-way match for that, and kind of same old stuff with the Bloodline, but it's still the Bloodline, so it's exciting. And a really great match also was Logan Paul and Kevin Owens, and they tore it up out there. So not just a total fun, exciting night. Always love the Rumble.
Nice. So I guess so. You would say that women's match was your favorite match of the evening?
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was the better of the 2 matches for sure.
Shout out to the ladies. Gotta love that.
Yeah.
I love that, man. Love that.
And I just want to say, R-Truth is like the MVP of WWE right now. The dude's hilarious. Like, he's had this gimmick that he's like confused or just plain stupid for a long time now. And so the women's Rumble's going on, and like they've been doing this thing throughout the shows during the week where he picked his number for the Rumble, so like he knew what number he's coming out and everything.
Yeah.
And the women's match is going on. Number 24 hits, and Nia Jax starts coming down to the, or no, Valhalla starts coming down to the ring, and then suddenly R-Truth starts running down there, jumps in the Rumble, and starts looking around like, who are all these people? And Adam Pierce, the GM or whatever, comes down and he's like, Truth, this is the women's Rumble. That damn asshole came down during the women's Rumble thinking it was his turn. It was hilarious. Like,
oh God,
R-Truth is just great.
Do you think that was part of the script or?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool deal. All right. I had women's college basketball on the menu, but can we kind of table that to next week?
Yeah.
Since we really don't have a dog in the fight. Outside of us, putting our Super Bowl predictions out there, we need to have some more things on the menu. So I want to table women's college basketball, which is actually pretty exciting right now.
Oh yeah.
So we'll have a full on excuse me, basketball talk next week. We'll also talk about load management. There's some players that are in danger of being ineligible for MVP. I doubt that many of those people on that list care about that, but it's something worth talking about. Yeah. So is before we sign off though, is there anything else that you kind of wanted to throw out there?
Nothing I can think of right now.
Yeah. Okay. I think I crossed just about everything off the list except for women's basketball, but I want to give more time to that. So we'll table that to next week.
Hell yeah.
Okay, outsiders, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Excuse me. Baltimore, you know how we end this show. Spread love, yo. We are still in cold flu season, COVID time. Wash your hands, wash that ass. Gosh, I know it's been a rough week here in the 410, but what we got to do now is rally behind San Francisco 49ers.
Hell yeah.
Man, 49ers, y'all got one freaking job, man. Get her done. I'm Keisha on the end of the line. My favorite slice of pizza, Mark. And we are just a bit outside. You guys have a great weekend. Peace.